look, we're live. Oh man. Trying to get rid of the stuff like usual. I don't know why I have trouble getting rid of it. There. I want you to be able to see this piece without the, the foam falling over. Let's just hope for the best. So this is a piece that we did the raised stencil on. I'm going to tell you, so I ended up at the bottom. I'm gonna aim it down so you can see. See at the bottom, there's brown. I ran out of the white Dixie Belle mud, so I ended up having to use brown. I'm charging my phone. I had to plug my phone in while I'm going live, so I'm trying to keep it from falling forward so I don't lose y'all, and also, you know, keep it balanced. So I ended up having to use a little bit of brown mud, which was no big deal. Here's the thing. This piece took a turn. My original intention was to go like sunrise colors and then or blues and greens. Those were my two intentions. The first one really was the sunrise colors. I'm gonna start working while I'm talking to you. I have a 5 mist spray bottle. We missed our brush. I've already been using this brush, but it has dried out a bit. Also, you can just mist it on the piece. So, okay. So originally I was gonna do one of those two things. And last night before I went to bed, something hit me because I had a friend last night who was in Walt Disney World. Just a little jealous, not really. I mean, I was happy for him, but still. And in Walt Disney World, and he went live because that's what he always does. He's done it for years. Goes live in Walt Disney World. And he was at the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party or whatever. I've never been to that, so I don't even know what that's like. But it got me thinking about the Haunted Mansion, which is one of my favorite rides at Disney World. Not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but it's one of my favorite rides. And I was like, why do I love that? Why have I loved that ride from the time I was a kid, you know? And I went to bed, and right before I went to bed, I was like, fell asleep. I was like, oh my God, I know what it is. It's like the whole aesthetic. It's just cool. I'm not wearing gloves. I'm going to get gloves. Well, one glove. It's the whole aesthetic of that ride, like the vibes. And one of the things that I adore about that ride, there are some purples in the decor, you know, like the staging and everything for that ride. And then I got thinking even more, and I was like, well, there's green too. Black, green, purple. I'm pretty sure there's purple. It's in my head that there's purple. I need to look it up. I know for sure there's dark green, but I'm pretty positive there's purple. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's the turn this piece took. So, had I planned out this piece, I would not have used the white mud. I would have used the brown mud, but it didn't matter because I really didn't have enough of either one. I used both. But you know, if you're going to do a dark piece, I would just use the brown mud. It's easier to cover up. But so that's the direction we're going with this piece. We're going, Halloween is coming. Even though it's not going to be a Halloween piece, it's just going to have vibes that are a little moodier and a little darker. And honestly, I've been just wanting to do that. I told a family member recently, I was like, I really want to do some moodier, darker pieces because it's just a vibe, you know? So that's what this piece is going to hopefully end up evoking. I'm using this round brush, which you can order through the Dixie Belle link in the description. I will pop it in the description of this video after I post it. I always try to put the link, so if you guys want to try any of the products I'm talking about, you're welcome to. Also, I don't know if you can see here. Can you see that this is a little bit like clumpier than it is down there? I ended up going over this section because there's a couple of spots that I didn't like the way it looked. I missed a bit. And when I did that, it got a little clumpy. But guess what? When you're covering it with multiple layers of paint, it's really for that texture, and it does look super cool. But you're not going to know. Like I say, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be good, you know? And it was my first time doing it, so lessons were learned. I wouldn't go over it again. But also, who's gonna know? No one's gonna know. I'm using this oval brush because it holds a lot of paint and I don't have to dip in quite as frequently. And I get really like thicker full coverage, which is I wanted for this caviar black that I'm applying. I want it to go on nice and thick, so I have a really good base for the aubergine. I am so excited to be finally painting purple, not just any purple, aubergine. Like dark purple is my favorite. I would not feel the same way, I don't think. But you know what? I have a little brighter purple too. I don't remember what the color is, so we might end up adding that. I am very excited. I was excited about this piece, but now I'm like ecstatic. I'm really excited. This could be one of my favorite pieces that I've done so far. I am hitting the feet. So like I said, I'm getting one. I gotta get down there. Just so I get the feet. I'm still here. One really good coat of black on. And that's what I'm doing. That way, when I go in, I almost spilled it. I'm just going to work down here and work my way back up. When I go in with that aubergine over top of this, I want the option, that's why I'm putting on a bit of a thicker coat of this caviar. I want the option of going in with the aubergine, which will likely be 2 coats anyway. I'm not sure if it'll be 1 or 2 coats, but I think it'll probably end up being 2 coats. And I am going to paint the back on this piece because I really don't love the way it looks. It's pretty unattractive. So I'm not sure what color yet. Sometimes I do a different color on the back because it's up against a wall and I can just have a little element of surprise, but we'll see. Whatever I have enough paint left over, I'll just use on the back. What was I saying? Oh, I wanted a nice thick coat of the caviar because if I decide with the aubergine to have some drips showing through, like if I end up going a bit drippy with this piece, and I apply the aubergine and then I go in with the spray bottle and I want to have a little bit of this coming through, I want a really good thick coat on so that you're not going to be seeing any of that like white mud underneath this or anything like that. I am super excited. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do on this kind of embossed look, but I am going to be putting something over it, like either, I haven't decided, gilding wax or, I don't know, to make it pop. I have black metallic gilding wax as well, which is super cool. You know what? I might just put 1 coat. I'm gonna do that while I'm on here. I'm just gonna coat the back with 1 coat of the caviar since I have it. It's here, and then I get 1 good coat on the entire piece. And I might just leave the back black, painted black. It's a wood dresser with a composite back. And I just want to cover it up. It's just not attractive. This is an exciting piece. I'm very excited. You could have gone in so many directions with this piece. You also, if you wanted to do something light, you could have gone with pink. You could have gone with a pale blue, and then brought out that embossed, like, you know, the stencil look with like a whitish color, like fluff. If you had done like a pale blue or a pink, like tea rose pink, this dresser also would have been stunning. We're going moody. I like the moody vibes. It's good to have dark vibes. You don't see a lot of it with furniture, at least not in my area. And I love the way it looks. I think it looks so cool. Honestly, this piece would look amazing in black as well. Simple but classy. I still haven't decided if I'm going to do something in the drawers or not. I need to turn it around. This is late night painting with Pam. That's what it is. I have to get this done. Like, I'm on a time frame for things, and the way I make up the time that I need is having some late night painting sessions, because I've gotta have this done by a certain time frame. It's just the way it is, and life has been a bit full, so that's where we are. I'm almost done though. I am gonna turn it around. I already painted the top. I got one good coat on the top. I see a couple little areas. Why is this stuff of white on this side that I'm going to touch up right now? Remember, you might need to use the finer spray bottle, and in between, if your brush starts dragging, that means you need to use the finest spray bottle. It shouldn't be dragging. Also, make sure you paint underneath that edge. All the edges, you want to paint underneath. This is not technically the base coat, because the base coat's primer, but it is our base coat of paint, even though it's a non-color. And we want it on there, I want it on there really, like, a little bit thicker and really well, since, again, I'm going with a moodier look. I don't want any white peeking through. I did not do the edges of the drawers. I'm debating whether I'm going to bother with it with the black paint or not. Should I? I don't know. You don't need to. If I'm going to go in with the purple, I really don't need to. I don't think I am, but you know what I am going to do tomorrow? I'm going to tape off the dovetail, which I did not do. Maybe I'll do that right now. Let's do that right now so it's prepped for tomorrow. The way I like to clean my brush is I have something called scrubby soap. First, I have a container. I have actually 2 containers next to the sink. I fill them up with water. They're Talenti containers, in case you were wondering. And I use the scrubby soap. I'll show you. This is scrubby soap. Ugh, making a mess. Hold on, let me take this glove off. Comes in this little container. It smells like orange. It smells magical. It's citrus essential oil, and it has this little scrubby on the top. So after I rinse the brush really well in the other container, I take it, rub it all over here, and clean it. And then I also go in with a wire bristle brush on my synthetic brushes. This helps get any residual paint out. You can pick it up for like under $3 from Lowe's. I picked this up. Super inexpensive, but really helps you clean. Okay. So, going to tape off while I chat with you guys. I'm gonna see if I can raise you up. Hang on. I'm gonna put you on top of. Is that gonna stay? I'm literally making a tripod. On top of the paint container. So I take a tool called an awl, and I just put it in and pull the drawers out. That way, if the drawers are wet, this is not, because I just put a quick rough coat on the front before I had to head out earlier today, and coming back in. Now to tape this off. So I tape off the dovetail so that when I'm going in with the color and I'm blending and doing all that stuff, I don't get paint all over the side. And I end up painting the dovetail detail, but I don't want to get paint all over it. So that's why I tape off. I mean, worst case is if you don't want to tape off and you get paint on the side, you can just sand it off. But you know what? I don't want to sand any more than I need to. I already noticed that I have to sand a little bit off from the primer. So, you know, it's creating more work for yourself. If you don't want to do that, you can just tape off. Or be incredibly neat around the edge. Try not to fall off the stool. When I'm going over fabric, I have a canvas tarp down. You can be prone to tipping. I'm going to try not to do that. I should just finish this side. That's it. And then we'll be ready to go in tomorrow with the aubergine, which I can't wait. I just saw a drip. I don't like that. I just took that off. I also had thought I was going to do one particular type of hardware, but now that I'm going with this mode, I think I'm going to be ordering hardware. Very inexpensive hardware, but super cool, and I'm going to hope that they have it. So I need to check. I'm going to probably maybe wait, I don't know, until I'm done with this piece before I fully decide, or at least until I get the aubergine on, then I'll decide. But I think I know what I'm going to do, and it's something different. I've never done anything like it. I'm very excited, honestly, about this. It's super fun. And plus, it just reminds me of Disney on top of it, you know? Which is always a bonus. Even though I haven't been there for a while. It's gotten so expensive. Disney, I love Disney, but it's gotten so expensive. I mean, it was never cheap, but it's just so many things now, it seems like. But I relive my childhood when I go, so thoroughly enjoy myself. I normally don't use blue tape that's this wide. I need to order some thinner blue tape. This is kind of, it doesn't need to be this wide. I prefer using, you know, products that aren't, I don't know. I could use thin tape and it would be fine. I ripped it. I think I already got some paint on this bottom drawer. On the dovetail. Almost done. All of it adds up though. Like even taping off the drawers, your time adds up. That's why you need to get paid for your time as well. It's important. Oops. Almost done. There. Done. So, we're ready for manana and the aubergine. Super excited. Join me. If I can, I will pop in live and show you what I'm working on. Talk to you then. Bye. Have a great night. Subscribe if you want.